Hello everyone, today's construction day 207.
Okay, so got a bit of good news. We got up this morning and the Wi-Fi was on, not bad. Remember I told you two in a row? We didn't make it. It was on and off again for the next 24 hours. And try to do a speed test and it doesn't even register and it says PLDT. Remember I told you that we were on a backup line and I keep saying that Globe was doing maintenance and then eventually Globe would be back on. Well, guess what? Got up this morning, Wi-Fi was on, all happy. I did a speed test and it said Globe. So I believe
We're back on Globe.
we're back on the main line, which was, remember, the main line the first 30 days, it was great. So I did some speed tests. You can see our thumbnail showed the speed test, and we're running in the 90s for both up and down. So very, very happy. We're crossing our fingers that it stays that way.
Let's hope so.
It's not a pattern until it's 2 days, but it's really going to make things a lot easier, especially with our videos. Now, for any of you tech guys out there, just because I want to know, we experienced something with the Wi-Fi that we've never seen before. So our Wi-Fi is lit green when there's a signal, and it's red when there's no signal. There's no internet. Wi-Fi connects, but it says connected with no internet, and that means you have no internet. However, Wilma has a VPN on her phone, and I do too on my phone, but it's usually off. And she said, I'm connected just the other day. And I'm like, well, the Wi-Fi is showing red. I try to connect to TV, no internet. I try to get on and say Google on my phone, no internet. Her phone with the VPN on, mobile data turned off, had internet. So I'm like, that's impossible.
It's weird.
And it worked.
Said I was connected to Seattle, Washington, Seattle.
Right, that just means your VPN's on and
Yes.
you had United States and it picked Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal. So the internet was out for a few hours, popped back on. So I put my VPN on because I tried to put my VPN on when Wilma said that her internet was working and it said no internet. It wouldn't allow me to put my VPN on. So a few hours later, just like it's been, very random, internet comes back on. Wi-Fi is green. We're back, good to go. So I quickly put my VPN on and then just went about my day. A couple hours later, internet shut off again. Went on my phone with the VPN on and I had internet. And I actually uploaded one video with the Wi-Fi showing red, no internet, but my VPN on my phone allowed it to upload. It was slow. It took about 2-3 hours for the video to upload when it normally takes 15 minutes. So if any of you ever experienced that, I mean, I know a little bit about technology, but if your Wi-Fi is down and your mobile data is off and you have your Wi-Fi on and it says connected without internet, but yet you can get on the internet, you do a speed test, it says error, it won't even register. For some reason with our VPN on, our internet worked.
Weird.
Definitely strange. So comment on that, guys, if you have any idea what's going on. Good news today, driveway was poured, very happy. So Wilma and I spent just about all day outside. So I don't know if you guys noticed, we're getting tanner and tanner, but we were outside basically from 8 a.m. It's now 4 p.m. and we're just getting to our introduction at 4 p.m. We've done some updates already for you guys, but we're doing an intro late in the day because we were just doing this and that. We did put a 4th coat of the epoxy. I think it's going to look great. We need to get 2 more gallons. But concentrated on the driveway today and then working on the gate. So let's get to the updates. Another beautiful day in the Philippines.
Another hot day.
Another hot day. So the pool cleared up. It was a little cloudy yesterday, and I think that was because we stirred it up when we vacuumed. So we have the water feature. We have the pump turned off. We ran it like 7-8 hours yesterday, and that really that really helped. So the water's real warm, guys. So we're happy about that. Some questions about covers and things like that. We're not going to put any covers on the pool. We don't need it. So it's definitely warm enough for us. But take a look. Driveway is completed. So real nice job. You can see the texture they put in it. So now we just got to start putting water on this, which we've done about 3 times already. So, and once the guys leave, we'll put a real good coat of water on it tonight, and then we'll do the same thing first thing tomorrow. So they did a real nice job. Nice transition. See the clean, real nice clean joint. So what they did here was they actually mixed pure cement, and they did some chipping along the outside edge of this, because this is pretty thick here, and then they coated it with cement. So when they put it together, I think you call it a cold joint. But real nice, real solid. So it's 2 pours, so it's about 50-50. So there is 1 joint down there, but we're going to be happy with this. So this is going to be a nice transition coming up. The driveway is higher than I thought. I'm going to show you that in a minute when I go down there. So we're going to have to do a little more landscaping than what I thought. But Janelle is up to the task. But a nice transition up to the carport. So a little bit of a ramp here, then it levels off. It does come down just a few cm. And then here is where it really starts to go down. Again, don't know if the camera will show that, but it definitely drops. But definitely wide enough. And let's take a walk down the side, and then I'm going to show you some of the updates for the gate area that they're prepping this afternoon. So just a quick story that Wilma and I will remember. You can see my shadow here because the sun is right behind me. But they had this calculated right down to the bag of cement.
It's amazing.
So here's where the gravel and sand, look how much sand is left. Just a little bit here, but they used every last piece of gravel on this site to get this done. And we were sweating it because when we got about here, as you know, they started at the bottom and worked their way up. When they got about here, we only had 9 bags of cement left. So I said, are we going to have enough? And Foreman said, I think so. He wasn't sure. So when they were coming across, we had this area to do here, and we had 1 bag of cement left. So when they did the mix, we were sweating it, and they used every last drop. In fact, they were scraping inside of the cement mixer to make this happen. So no waste. That was perfect. It made us a little nervous, but literally they used all the gravel and they used every single bag of cement that was on the property. We were worried because we didn't want another joint here. But we got very lucky, and definitely no waste. I use every bit of gravel and cement. All right, so here's a midway view of the driveway. Looks real nice. This is where they poured to yesterday, so you can't even see the joint. It's right in this area. But they did pull the forms off of what they poured yesterday. So you can see how thick it is. Now, the concrete's not that thick. It's only 4 inches thick out there, around 4 inches. But here on the sides, they pushed the gravel back a little bit, and they put the cement down the side of the form. So it appears like that looks like 10 inches, but it's not. The driveway itself is 4 inches thick. But what that has done is that's a pretty big step. I'll show you my foot. Right? That's a pretty good size step. So what we weren't planning on is having to dress this up just like we did here with the wall. So we'll probably have to buy more stone, no problem. We have a lot there. There's 3 loads there, but I'll probably order 2 more loads and just have it dumped out here because this is going to take quite a bit. So we'll do the same thing. We'll come out either 40 or 60 cm, and then with the cement bags, and then we'll put the large rock here because that's a pretty big step just for safety and then for erosion as well. We'll put the heavy rock. So we'll go ahead and do that, and continuing to put the water on it every few hours. All right, the sun is pretty bright here to my left, so I'm going to try, when I explain this a little bit, just walk up this way to try to get the sun behind me so there's not a glare. But remember I told you that they were talking about this is going to be a little complicated, and it seems like it is because they got an awful lot of snap lines in here. So I'm just going to give you, and here comes some dust right at me, just give you an idea of what's going on. So when you come up with our vehicle, obviously it's going to have to come up, but it has to be level for the gate. And then also the driveway comes down. So there's a transition here. So this is going to be a 55 cm drop with concrete. So it's going to have grooves in it, but it's going to be slanted down from that rebar to that rebar. 55 cm. Now you wouldn't think that drops that much. In fact, when they did the measurement, I said there's no way that dropped 55 cm, but they showed me and it does. So there's going to be a ramp here, and then it gets a little more subtle here, and then when it hits this area, you see the 2 snap lines, one snap line here, one snap line here. This has to be perfectly level because this is going to be just before the gate. So it's going to be coming up and then turn and going flat. And then the driveway here is higher. You can see how thick it is. There's also a pitch down to the first snap line. So it's going to angle down, flatten out, and then start angling down and angling down again. So a little complicated, but they're working it through. They're also working on the electrical because there's electric coming to this column. And then now you can see the work Janelle did. And they got this all chipped out because the roll gate is going to be going back this way. And that all has to be concrete at the same exact height as right here. So I told the guys they're trying to fill this in a little bit. I said just grab some of the larger rock to put in here as a base or landscaping. We got a lot of it on site, so I told them to throw some of that in here. But it's going to transition a couple different ways to make this work. And then once the cement is poured, Janelle and I will work how we're going to handle the transition from the roadway up. That'll be a project for Janelle and I. But definitely a lot of different angles. You can see how the cement will come down here and then turn and go this way to the gate. Because remember, the man door is right about here. So we didn't want the cement just to go straight. We're angling it out. And then now they're working on the tamp to try to get it all pressed down. Then the same thing over here. So electrical, everything has to be level. Has to be level to there. The transition of the angle down, flat, and then angle down again. So definitely a lot of different geometry included here. But the guys really know what they're doing. And they were using their Filipino level and making sure it was all level from left to right, as well as properly spaced down. So it looks like they're going to get ready to form this up. And then once we get some more cement and gravel on site, they'll be pouring this. So stay tuned.